Okay, I just want to make this quick video about a YouTube channel I've recently been watching. Not recently, I've been watching him for about a couple of years now. He's actually pretty good, but he has a lot of flaws. Sorry about this microphone. This microphone is very, very bad, but I don't have any other microphone. Anyway, his name is Whatifalthist. He currently has 625,000 subscribers as of today, which is about 2024. I believe he said he was 23 years old, and he's actually rather well informed for a 23-year-old. My only problem with Whatifalthist is his view of the world seems to be very Eurocentric. And I noticed this with a lot of right-wing people. He's a right-wing YouTuber. You can tell he knows a lot more than he lets on. And he's very cautious about what he says. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I actually agree with I'm actually agree with a lot of his assessments of things. But you can tell that I'm not even trying to say he's racist, because I hate people who accuse people of being racist. He's not racist at all. Even if he believed in outlandish things, I wouldn't call him a racist. I would just say he believes. I wouldn't even call those beliefs outlandish. I would just say that he has beliefs that are not held. He has controversial beliefs, but he doesn't on his channel anyway. But what one guy knows about him is his views are very Eurocentric. That's not even to say that he is like a bad person or like he's a racist or whatever. I'm just saying that because he was raised in the West and because he views things from a Western perspective. I noticed this a lot with people like Peter Zihan as well. Because they were raised in the West and they have this Western perspective, their views about things tend to be sort of Eurocentric. Like, I remember one video he was talking about how harems were bad, objectively bad. I even recall he said they were objectively bad, which simply is not the case. Historically speaking, harems were actually a benefit to women, not a detriment to them. In places like the Middle East, at least, because they granted women a lot of upward social mobility. And then, you had places in Europe where even Schopenhauer wrote about this, how a lot of women, especially the upper classes, because you couldn't marry them off, because there were very few marriageable men in the upper classes, they ended up basically being single for life. You had a lot of women who were old maids, or a lot of women who became prostitutes. He wrote about this in his essay on women. And he said that because Middle Easterners practiced polygamy and they had harems, they actually were able to alleviate a lot of the poverty that women otherwise would have been experiencing. So this is one way in which he's sort of Eurocentric. He believes that because Westerners practice monogamy, and they arguably don't practice monogamy. Actually, I would actually say that Westerners today are more polygamous than Middle Easterners. The only difference is it's not structured. At least the Middle Easterners, they practice polygamy, but it's very structured. You have to have the woman's consent and all that. But Westerners, they have very unstructured polygamy. But anyway, it's his views or things, they tend to be very, very Eurocentric. And it's he's pretty smart, but he has a massive blind spot. He tends to place the West at the center of politics and historical development, which simply isn't the case. I remember in one video, there was a critique one guy made. He said that he said that Westerners dominate the world for about 500 years, when it was really actually Western Europe, when it was really actually 150 years when the British came to when the British really conquered India. I actually agree more with his assessment than Whatifalthist. Whatifalthist, he tends to over exaggerate the historical patterns of Western dominance, and that's pretty much because the Western education system, it prioritizes quote unquote our history. But all history is pretty much flawed. All documentation of history is pretty much flawed because they're flawed. I don't want to get too much into that. But anyway, his channel is pretty good. I might write an essay about it and record it if I have a better microphone. Even if I don't have a better microphone, I might write an essay about it and record it. His channel is pretty good. He has a lot of pretty good content. Even though some of it he has a blind spot and some of it can be flawed. I might do a video on, like, he has, you can tell his flaws stem from his Eurocentric worldview, him having little experience because he's young, and I think he's flawed because of his temperament and his personality. I'm not saying like his personality is bad or good. I'm just saying we're all flawed because of our temperaments and our personality. So we're attracted to different things, and because we're attracted to different things, we have a different take on what the truth is. But anyway, that's my quick video on Whatifalthist. I might do another video later on, but his channel is pretty interesting. Some people even call him an intellectual. I wouldn't go as far as that, but he does have very interesting content.